Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is time. The long-awaited part 3 of our Disney World trip. We've talked about part 4 or part 5. It's part something. Might be
Yeah,
part 5. So
not to.
let's give a quick recap. So we were our honeymoon was
Hmm.
in October 2024.
Hmm.
We went on the Disney Wish. Now we got all the Disney Wish stuff on the channel.
Hmm.
Then we went to Disney World. Now we've got the we called it the other day, right? All the kind of other stuff we did. We got we've got an Epcot day. We've got a not so scary Halloween night at Magic Kingdom, and we got, of course, the Animal Kingdom.
Kingdom. Hmm.
That leaves one left standing, which happens
To
to
rule them
be
all.
to rule them all. One ring to rule them all. We have one left, and that is arguably, but if
Mm.
you would argue with us, you're wrong, the best of the Disney World stops, and that is Hollywood Studios Orlando Magic Abound, as you can see
Okay. Hmm.
from the channel. Now, before we get into that, babe, I just want to go through a little rundown. Here's what we have left. Since we last spoke,
Oh
we
dear.
have been on a March cruise,
Hmm.
Wonder of the Seas.
Hmm.
I don't know how we're going to edit that. We're both kind of trying our hand. We're going to see what happens. We're going to put that up. We also have, as of right now, it is May. We have a July vacation, which for the most part is going to be vacation. But we may be testing. I got some new gear. We want to try that gear out. Maybe give it a little schwindig. We're going to the Tyrrell Museum, which is a dinosaur museum, one of the largest dinosaur museums in the universe. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But it's pretty big ass. It's cool. We're going to
In
be doing that
Alberta.
for our birthday. No, it's bigger than just Alberta. It's bigger than just Alberta.
I said the biggest in
Yeah.
Alberta.
No, but it's bigger than that.
Oh, hey.
I mean, when's the last time you went to a dinosaur place? And then Dino Land doesn't
Very.
count.
I want to say it was a young teenager, and we were in Utah. I want to
So
say.
so you'll be able to tell me what you think of this versus Utah. All right.
Okay.
So it's very large. It's a huge stockpile of bones from creatures long ago. So that'll be cool. We're gonna try that out. Then in October we have Treasure. We have the Disney Treasure that we're going on. That's going to be so exciting. Looking forward to that. That'll be with the new gear as well. I think we'll be able to do more of a vlog style. I'm hoping we get more into a cadence. It's so difficult because people look at you weird when you're talking, and then people look at you weird when you're during dinner and you're probably sitting next to someone. So we'll see how that goes. But we're definitely going to give that a go. Then, if that weren't enough, we also have Christmas Cruise 12 beautiful nights at in Spain, in Morocco, in Gibraltar. That's going to. But if that weren't enough, hot off the press,
Oh.
booked mere days ago. We
Hmm.
have Allure of the Seas out of Galveston. Allure of the Seas, an older ship, but notably an older ship that has been amplified. Looking forward to that. Allure of the Seas March out of Galveston, Texas. We're going to be, they got some of our favorites on there. We got Mason Jar. We got older rooms, so we'll see how well that holds up. We've had a hit or miss. I think I slept well on Navigator of the Seas. Did not sleep so well on Adventure of the Seas. Wonder of the Seas had the best beds, at least on par with Disney, and I think I felt better. Not that they are better, but I think for me, I think Wonder of the Seas had better mattress. So we'll find out when we're on Treasure of the Seas. Anyway, so we got all that coming up. And on top of that, we still want to talk about Navigator of the Seas, Adventure of the Seas, maybe like a one-off, one-on-one, like we're doing right now. Something just to
Yeah.
kind of cover our those trips, because I think those will be fun to talk about. And then maybe one day we'll get on the Voyager class again and be able to compare.
Maybe it'd be fun to do the comparison of the sister ships. What were the same and different and all that kind of stuff. That might be a way to handle
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely, baby. And of course, we want to be able to talk once we're on Adventure of the Seas, 7 day sailing, Wonder of the Seas, 7 day sailing. Within a couple years of each other, newer ships, we'll be able to do a which is better. Are we Disney cruisers or are we Loyal to royal? That's going to be the question. We have some initial thoughts on that, but we'll save that for a video after the treasure of. I was going to say the treasure of the season after the Disney treasure. But all that said, we are 6 minutes in now. Let's talk about Hollywood Studios, and let me bring up some pictures. We're going to just go over pictures. This has been months ago, so it's a little bit difficult to remember everything. But here we are, fashioning. You see the ears. The ears are always a big thing. These are are these your superhero
These are
princesses?
my Disney princesses as Jedi.
As Jedi, right? Jedi,
Yeah.
because notably Hollywood Studios
Oh, serious. Swear.
has
Mm-hmm.
the thing. So
Oh,
that's us at the start of the day. Oddly enough, I didn't get your usual in the car shot. You probably just have it and didn't send that one to me because there's always a car shot if you guys have been part of the channel enough. But there you go. You see that was the background. That's what's going on there. This is the
yeah.
main street up Hollywood. Incidentally, Joffrey's Coffee. We've said it before. We'll say it again.
Yes.
Get your Joffrey's Coffee at the
It
entrance.
was outside of the park. It took us a while to figure out where it was.
Yeah.
But even before we got to the point, do you remember what happened even before we got into the park that day?
No, what happened that day?
No? Okay. So we had been really mindful overall during this particular cruise about weather. We were worried about rain and all that kind of fun stuff because it's Orlando in October. And so that particular day you were carrying the backpack with all the goods in it, and I had given you this tiny little umbrella to put in your backpack just in case kind of thing. And when you were going through security, they pulled you and to do all the searching and all that kind of stuff. You were not happy with me because I just sailed
Was
right through.
it was the
And then they
umbrella?
pulled you on the side. And it was a very extensive
Yeah.
search through your bag.
Yeah, they cavity search. Um, they bought me
Yes.
They bought me chocolates halfway through. It was a little bit awkward. I'm like, I'm a married man. They're like, well, that's nice. So yeah, it was the only difference. I remember that only difference in my backpack was literally that umbrella.
That is
No
the
other
only
change.
thing.
So thank God there was Joffrey's on the other side. No,
Yes, well, down the way.
after security, before entrance of the park, if I recall, in this Joffrey's.
Well, we found Joffrey's a little while into the park. I think we had done all the Star Wars stuff, and we just happened to walk
Right,
past it, and we
right.
found
So
it in the middle. We just happened upon it, and there was no question what we were going to go do to get a refreshment because it
yeah,
started to get humid and warm.
yes. So as you can see in this picture, there's some sun. Now, okay. So our first hit was the Star Wars
We were
universe.
passing oh gosh, now it's escaping me. This ended up being Star Tours ended up being a highlight for you.
Yeah,
And we had a pass, a lightning to go do Star Tours, but it was a walk on. So we just took the walk on as soon as we got into the park. And they have a really great setup. They have I'm gonna get this wrong, so sorry, nerdy friends, like a TTK or something like that at the outside of the entrance, and it looks like you're going into Endor or something like that. It's really kind of a fun queue line to get in there. But we were like, zip it on through. So that's where we really started is on Star Tours. And then we went over to Batu to start all
yes.
that
And
hurrah.
and I got to tell you, Star Tours. This is my hot take. Because Smuggler's Run greatly depends on which seat you get,
True. Yeah.
and Star Tours doesn't. I kind of like Star Tours better than Smuggler's Run because we were
You're more likely
engineers, and engineers is like slapping a wall like an idiot for half the thing.
on Smuggler's Run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whilst your pilot is crashing, and your gunners are, I don't know what they're shooting. It's not enemies. It's not the thing you're trying to collect. It's
That's
just
what you're trying to shoot. But
I don't
yeah.
even know. And the engineers were just like, we're trying to hold the ship together.
Yes.
We're like Chewbacca. Roar! Every time crash. Anyway, still fun, still fun. But here, I believe this is after that because we
No, that's inside the Millennium Falcon, just before you
that's the
go
Millennium
into.
Falcon. Yeah, because we had
Mhm.
Smuggler's Run. This I thought was Oga's Cantina, but it's
This is
not.
August Cantina.
It is
Oh,
Oga's
so
Cantina. Well, there's some out of.
so
Oh,
many.
I know
Yeah.
why. These are the ones you sent, I believe, at the
Yeah.
beginning. That's why. All right, so these are pictures that you had created, obviously pictures throughout. Right. Now, this is from my camera.
What is his? His
I
and
can't.
hers.
For some reason it wouldn't go by date. It kept doing it by so whatever. Anyway, so here's us. That's obviously Runaway Railway. This is the main street, and
Mm,
then there's our
Star Tours. Yeah.
yeah, there's our
That's
Star
getting into
Tours.
there during the queue. Yep.
There's our dude, and then we made it into
Two
the
Batu. Yeah.
Batu, which is the Star Wars area. You can see some fans there. I will say there's probably the best themed area.
Very immersive. Very immersive.
Right. I will give props to Toy Story Land also because it feels like Toy Story Land, but it's not my gig.
Mhm.
This is my gig. This is your gig. We had a great time. Very well done. So you can see we also featured you see how the clouds are suddenly showing up? We also managed to find a little bit of rain during our Batu stay.
Yes. Multiple times that day it rained, but
Yeah.
yes, for sure in this area.
But you can see
We
how
went to
like
the
it's literally the market. Some people
market.
actually complain about this, and I'm not quite sure. I thought it was banger. I thought this was great,
I love
immersive.
the market and all the little stalls and odds and ends options that are in there. It's just like you're walking right
And
into,
yeah, and just like look in that corner. That corner's nothing. It's just there for immersion, and
but it's
absolutely,
something. Yeah.
exactly. So
And this just outside the market there is where we got breakfast. You remember I was like, we have to have a
yeah,
Ronto wrap.
yeah, we had I think I have some pictures of
We have
our
some pictures.
afternoon snack. I didn't get but this is anyway. Sorry, this is the Rise.
No, this
No,
is Smuggler's Run. This
Smuggler's
is
Run.
the setup. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Of
The
21
setup.
maybe.
You got the pirate saying,
I
"Hey, no
know, whatever.
problem." There's our
Yep, there's
snacks. This was like sweet and
and salty, savory, I think it was.
yeah,
It was
sweet and savory and
stand and that's some black spire coffee because we
yeah,
hadn't found Joffrey's yet and we were like we need coffee so that and it had like it felt like cereal in it.
yeah.
It- it-
It was very strange, but very coffee,
Mhm.
so not a problem.
I
See,
love
like tons of immersion, right?
droids. Yeah, here's the droid depot where you can make your droid if you wanted to.
Yeah. Obviously, we had
Oh,
a Tie Fighter.
and remember the show, yeah, we
Yeah.
walked
Oh,
around.
yeah. We'll get there.
Oh, I wonder if you're gonna see. We found. I mean, I saw it right away, but like the general or whatever who
Yeah.
came out to kind of free before Kylo Ren. Is he in here? Oh, there he is. That guy. I saw him, and right away I was like, "We've seen him before," and we had seen him. He was a couple characters on the. Here we go. Words again. The thing that didn't last very long was like
Galaxy,
the hotel. Galaxy
Galaxy's
Star Cruiser.
Edge, Star Cruiser, the Halcyon.
Halcyon. It's the Halcyon Star Cruiser
It's
thing.
a Galaxy's Edge hotel thing that they had that has since gone away. Yeah, he was
Mhm.
both the manager of the Diva, and
Diva.
the
Mhm.
second time we watched Ordinary Adventures, and we saw they went twice, and the other time he was actually the bad guy general.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's that. There's a couple more. He comes out of the Tie Fighter with the guys, or goes in, and then he brings out Kylo Ren, who hits him for.
I
I
don't
gotta
think that's
say,
TIE.
he gets. Sorry,
I don't think that's a TIE fighter, but
whatever it is, the bad guy fighter. What are they like?
the bad guy fighter. I like it. That's great.
The Crosswing? I don't know. The Crosswing's the good guy fighter. The tie fighter is the one that's got the straight ones. It doesn't have the curved. These is Kylo Ren's bad guy fighter. Anyway, Kylo Ren, I gotta say, another hot take. Kylo Ren screws up every time, and yet he always blames everyone else. Have you ever noticed that? Like when Darth was like, "I just got here. You guys have messed up." He's like, "I was here. I let them go. I'm still gonna blame you." It's no accountability from youth these days. No accountability. Not like the old days. And then there was some cool interaction. If you were a
Yes.
kid, typically you got a
We
chance
were
to,
a kid.
yeah,
It felt like.
yeah. Amanda was definitely not disappointed in Beauty and the Beast from 15 years ago. Definitely not a thing.
It was all over again. No one wants to talk to the adults. I think there was a young couple though that they
Mm.
pulled out of the crowd. I apparently wasn't dressed enough.
Yeah, her.
Yes, there we go. Or not enough. Maybe that
Yeah, I
was your turn.
guess. Yeah, if you want to throw a little less. So
Yeah.
this is Asanoga's Cantina.
Which was
Um,
great. I mean, you're more good with going with this kind of flow, but you have reservations. Um, but they sat us at a table that had a large family already there, kind of thing.
yes.
And so it feels a little awkward to try to be experiencing this atmosphere and environment with strangers. And I'm not great at it. You're really great at it. You have a great ability to build rapport and chat with strangers. I'm just like, eat my food and sip my drink and you know, courtesy laughs.
Chips and salsa with some dried vegetable chips and
Yeah.
some regular. That was a little
A,
starter.
a version of charcuterie, I suppose.
This, which I
Oh,
think is somewhere there, if it's still.
you
Oh yeah,
had a
it's on the far
fuzzy
side. You
tauntaun.
can
What did you
you can't really see
have?
it, but it's there. I don't
It's there.
remember. It was a drink. It was a drink. It was 6 months ago. It came with that. Amanda had a different drink. There was a blue cow's
Yeah,
milk with stuff.
pretty much. Yeah. It was delicious. That cookie. Oh my gosh. Please
Good.
have some
And
more.
then the chips, of course. Some of the other at the table, someone got a bone or something. I don't even know what these were.
Mhm.
They look cool. The DJ, you can
Yeah,
see.
DJ Rex. Oh, and
Oh yes, this
this
is
is um,
this is Rise of the
Rise.
Resistance.
Hmm.
So you go through the line and you skip a bit if you've got the lightning pass, but we of course did. You get a little, but you still get some of it, right? And
Miss
what the
the queue, but
the
yeah, they get you to
the brilliance of the queue is part of the ride, and I think that's the most successful when like this isn't actually the ride. This isn't
no.
actually the ride. This isn't actually the ride. This is all the queue.
It's all set up.
Right? It's all set up. So you go through here, you see they've captured your shuttle, and you're going through here, and you're seeing all this immersion. All still queue, all still
Yeah,
pictures. You get that taught. You get to see this. Oh, I guess we didn't. I didn't actually do the ride. I'll get to
taking
picture the ride
pictures because
because we
this
were
is
actually
right
on the ride.
before they get you
Yeah,
onto the ride vehicle.
yeah, and then you get into the ride vehicle and you do the ride. And I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but we escaped. So
We escaped. And
we escaped.
okay, what were your feelings about the ride? Because I have always felt like that ride is like hard to beat. It's just
It's
totally unlike anything else.
it's a freaking amazing ride. It's probably my second favorite in Disney World.
Okay.
Can you guess what number one is?
Is there a joke tied to it?
Nope. Well, there will be, but no.
I'm not sure then. I mean, you
Cosmic
were gonna say it. I mean, we're like, oh, duh.
Cosmic Rewind.
Oh, duh. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Should have seen
And the
that coming a
difference
mile away.
is, so it's a roller coaster, and I'm not roller coasters aren't my
Cosmic.
favorite
Yeah.
thing, but the uniqueness of that roller coaster plus the music,
Hmm.
like when Flock of Seagulls comes on,
Hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, like we did because we've been back since. Anyway, um, we did that in March. Maybe we'll do a video next year about what we did this year in
Here, yeah,
March
that's
and
the way we
April.
should do it. Here in reverse. But this
So
one, the ride vehicle in this one is entirely different, and it's
yeah,
so sophisticated and sensitive. It often has a hard time being operating because it comes offline and they have to go in there
yeah,
and fix it. So you're really lucky. It feels like because I think Rise was down for a little
yep,
bit. That's why we were also hanging out in the market eating a bunch of food and junk because we were waiting for it to come back online because our time was there for us, but the
yep,
ride was down. So
yep.
I was like, oh no, is this going to be one of those things where it's down all day? Because I have been in Disneyland and Rise was down all day.
Well,
Um,
we missed Frozen the first time around because it was down most
because
of
it was
the day,
down.
right?
Yes.
And actually, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train on Not So Scary because it was
And
down.
that's experience. Yeah, it was
So it
down.
happens, and it's unfortunate. And you get these ones are especially upsetting because they're virtual queue or they switch to single
Well,
pass
the
lightning lane,
single one, yeah. At the
and
time, yeah,
and no
single pass.
refunds, right? Like I think they'd say no refunds.
They don't give you a refund, but like if your queue time
Yeah,
comes and goes, you can go and get like essentially a voucher for you to be able to
my
come back at.
I meant for like that's just when it's down the whole day. Like if it never comes back up, you still I don't think
Oh,
can.
well, I mean, with the virtual queue, yes. I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, virtual queue, I can't remember. It's been so long.
Okay.
But I know I with Lightning Lane, they give you the ability to come back.
I'm just saying if it's down the whole day, then you can't come back
Oh,
because it's
really?
down,
Okay.
and you just lose your
Yes,
money.
you
Which
do.
is which
Yeah.
is the one unfortunate thing with single pass lightning lane. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, this is just more kind of cool stuff. We
Creatures.
hung out there for quite a bit. It rained, so we hung out in the rain a bit. As you can see, we moved on. This was kind of like we're looking for indoor spaces to ride.
Yes. Yes.
And I believe we got on. See, now all of a sudden we did get onto the Toy Story shooter.
The Mania Alley or
Yeah.
whatever.
We
Something or
never
other.
did
But yeah,
Slinky Dog. I'm hoping next time we go, we're gonna get on Slinky Dog. I feel like that's a roller coaster you can handle. It
we couldn't get
was,
on Slinky Dog because all the passes were taken.
and it was down too
Oh, was it
during the
down?
rain because you know.
Oh, it's not operating during the rain. Yeah.
And then when we were walking here, I remember they were just starting the lineup again, and the lineup was huge already. So I was like, yeah, I
Yes.
don't. It's not. It's not that good a roller coaster. So anyway, so then all of a sudden, sun and
The
beautiful.
sun comes out,
Yeah, and right
and the
behind
hat
us,
comes on because my hair was shot. But the ears are
yes,
back.
the ears are back. The Avengers hat, which is highly featured. By the way, this is the hat I got. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got that on this trip. One of my favorite hats. Watch what sunscreen you're wearing when you're wearing these hats, because I use Umbrella Sport, and it actually caused the black interior piece to bleed, which
I
was
believe, yeah.
ridiculous. So I've changed my sunscreen. Hopefully, this screen, knock on wood, this sunscreen doesn't do the same. But just a fair warning: watch your
Hmm.
sunscreen. Anyway, this ride behind us. Whereas I would say, yeah, Rise of the Resistance, Cosmic Rewind, top tier. This is top
Hmm.
tier for a whole nother reason, and it's just the
I
pure joy
agree.
of it, right?
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
and you see, here's the cue. It kind
Q.
of you
Yeah.
get Goofy, who's like, oh, I did stupid stuff, and then blows up, and you end up in this little train thing. I have a few pictures of this. You can see the nothing can
It's in the
stop us
same.
now.
Yes, exactly. It's the same ride vehicle as well as Rise of the Resistance. So it's trackless. It's all floating around doing things. And holy moly, this wasn't like a 30-second ride.
No,
I felt like we really got our money's worth out of that one.
I have way more
And this
pictures, by the way.
catchy.
Sorry, I was just gonna say
Sorry
I have way more pictures. I just pruned them down for time.
for
I had
this.
about
Yeah.
10 pictures or 12 pictures in each of the areas, so I have more pictures. But
Hmm.
yeah, this it's fun, it's engaging, it's replayable, it's revisitable. It's just a fun. It's just fun. It's like Ratatouille and this have that fun aspect. Rise is more
Yes.
that it has some tense to it, but also fun.
Mhm.
Um, and they all break down. You know what I heard? The breakdown, because this was down for like 20 minutes, but it never affected us because someone lost a hat.
Kidding.
And because the hat's on the track, they have to make sure the hat's because they don't right away know, they just know it's in an area and there's
Hmm.
something that's impeding it. And then so they have to stop the ride, they have to kick everyone off, they have to find the impeding, which is the hat. Then they get the hat, they have to check the whole room, make sure everything's good, then they have to reset it, and that takes like half an hour. So a hat falling on the ground can put the
That's
ride.
crazy.
Yeah.
All
So I
right.
don't
Well,
remember where I watched that, but so something I watched, they talked about it. Okay, so Indiana Jones, fun, cheesy.
fun. Yes. Quite long too.
Yes,
Like
yes.
so again, you get
Let's
your
see here.
entertainment's worth. We had the really rambunctious kid next to us who was going to
Yeah.
be going on to start the show and all that kind of stuff, and he kicking the snot out of you. But you handled
Like
it again so well.
then Muppet Vision, rest in peace.
Yes, which was nice. We got to experience
Yeah.
that before.
So
Um,
the
went away.
Chippendale.
Chippendale. This is outside the Brown Derby. We were waiting to go have dinner, and we were there. We go, the Brown
Brown
Derby.
Derby. Oddly enough, I don't have I'm missing some pictures of some of the other areas we went to. So we didn't go on Tower of Terror because Amanda doesn't like sudden drops. So we skipped that one. I'm trying to think of what other rides we were on that
What didn't we do? I
I
mean,
don't
we.
know.
Oh, is this where? Where is Aerosmith? Aerosmith is
We
here.
didn't do Aerosmith, which is also
That's
rest in peace because that's gonna. I don't know if it's down yet, but if it's not, it will be soon. It's turning into Muppets. It's gonna be the same coaster, just with the new theming. But
rethemed. Yeah.
the reason why we're doing this is because later we go to Phantasmic.
Yeah, this is a dining package that you can use to help get reserved seating at Phantasmic, and it's like in a really nice, really good area that you'll be able to see like almost 180 everything that's going on in that show. But there's like four or five different dining options for you
Yeah.
to choose from. I was just really excited about Brown Derby, so I was like, Brown Derby it is.
And I gotta tell you, see, we got our cool looking drinks.
Yeah,
I gotta say, the food. I recall the food to be overall very good here. Very
it's
tasty food.
good. It was a a
Prefix.
prefix menu. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it was good, yeah, but I don't remember being like feeling like knocked out of the park kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially
In
that
fact, you didn't
dessert.
even.
That dessert was ugh.
In fact, I don't even have a picture of my meal. I believe that
Yeah,
was
it's a
yours.
cutting board. You can kind of see that in
Yeah.
the corner
Charcuterie
that
board.
it was good.
But it was overall it was good. It was actually shockingly not as you remember now that especially the dessert,
It
your
was
dessert.
that was horrible. Oh yeah.
It could have been better.
Yes.
So now that with dinner out of the way, we had to kill some time between
Yeah.
dinner and Phantasmic, and the best
Yeah.
way to kill time, I telling you, it's warm out. You need a place indoors. It's got some chill to it.
Yes.
This was the most delightful, surprising experience.
I had such low expectations going into this too.
Tell
And
him
it
about
was
tell him about this.
It was so before you go into the theater area, you kind of line up in this kind of I don't know this big round cemented area, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally the usher you in. And this place is massive, and so they kind of shove you down the rows as much as you can and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, so once you get settled in, here comes these two quirky
Let's see if
storytellers, and they're going to tell you the
oh.
story of that's back to Indiana
I
Jones.
know. I was just
They're going
saying.
to tell you the story of Frozen, but the brilliant thing is like kids already are engaged with what Frozen is, but these storytellers interject so much like adult humor in there. We were just rolling, and then you sing along to all of the songs from Frozen. And at first I'm like really super quiet and kind of like looking around and getting really nervous about people hearing me sing and all that kind of stuff. But at one point you let it go, literally. And I am just belting along with everyone else and having the time of my life. I'm looking over and Rob's all singing along as well, which is so cute that he knows so many of the lyrics to go along with it. But I was just delighted. This was a highlight. I mean, this adds to why I love this park so much. There's so many different things for you to do and experience. I mean, it's not just rides, it's the shows and it's the food and the entertainment and it's just yeah. So anyways, this is like in my top 3 by far. My only sad thing is that we didn't get to Beauty and the Beast. We ran out of time. We just couldn't
Yes.
get to Beauty and the Beast, and I don't know if it's going to be the same kind of fun lightheartedness with the storytellers that this was, but I want to find out.
So yeah, they had snow
Oh,
at the end.
there's no and I'm sorry. At some point, there were people. I don't know. Towards the beginning, they just got up and left, and I was like, "You're lost," and a better view for us it was. Oh, but yes, they do like fake snow. I get super sentimental and I get like a little teary eyed and all that kind of stuff. It lands. It's
Bawling.
so cheesy, but it lands so well.
She was bawling. All right,
I was not bawling.
bawling. I was like, come on. The kids are looking at it. They're staring now.
It was not.
Okay, so this is what we didn't see, but I like it looks cool to see it
It
when it
looks
starts
so
getting a
good.
little cooler and it starts lighting up and of course the one isn't lit up and the Tower of Terror, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Then it's time for Phantasmic. Now I have a lot of
Oh,
Phantasmic here. This is a show that combines lighting effect and actual real people uh,
Actors, yeah.
actors, and you can see here, like you see that's the actual Mickey up there. There's lights, there's water,
And pyrotechnics, yeah.
and some pyrotechnics, not quite to the level of like the
Magic Kingdom.
the color like Magic Kingdom or even Epcot, which we were able to catch this time. Stay tuned for a video sometime in the next
Mhm.
5 years about that. But yeah, so there you can see Mickey crushing
It's
it.
so good.
And then this is the actual holographic. So they spray water in the air and they do this against, and everything's done to music. So it's all very
Hmm.
thematic. It was amazing. These pictures aren't going to do it justice, but that's actually just holograph onto water. I will say it
Yes.
did stop at one point, which
It
was
had a
interesting.
technical difficulties. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we were like, "No, you got to finish." And they're like, "Okay, we'll
We're
finish." So
so
they
close to the
finished.
end. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see here, there's more. Like it's just Mickey with his like that whole storyline from from
That's Sorcerer Mickey. Yeah. And
Sister.
all
Yeah.
the
What's that? What's
mhm.
that? What's it called?
Fantasia.
Fantasia. Jeez, I was just lost my mind. But they also had like Moana. They had a villain section. They
They did
had
Moana.
like
They
you
did
can see here.
Aladdin. They brought in Merida, I want to say,
Yeah,
from
you can
Brave.
see this stuff with all the there's
Lion
giraffes, there's Lion
King.
King, Rafiki's in the
Hmm.
middle, and those are all puppeteers in the back, I believe, that were all painted colors,
Yeah. Hmm.
black lights. So there was that, and then there was
The
those
stage. Oh, and they
boats.
have the little
Hold on,
flotation fairies going
hold
through.
hold
Oh,
on, you're jumping the gun here. She's jumping the gun. So this is more bubbles that shows like some of the all the different kind of storylines, animal themed. And we keep going. You see there. Oh yeah, that was just showing our light. Our wristbands kept going
our
off.
wristbands were lighting up the entire
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
I probably could have taken some more of those bubbles out, but whatever. Um, just crazy stuff going on, and you can see
Oh, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Oh,
Um, that was
there she
again
is.
live. There she's singing,
Yeah.
and then you got a little
Oh,
Encanto. You've got I
yeah.
don't know who that
I
is. I can't tell.
can't tell. Is that
Um, that looks like
Ariel?
King,
Oh, that's Hercules.
Herc, King,
Mm-hmm.
Hercules, and then there's Mulan,
Mulan.
and then you've got you got a fight there. There was a Mulan fight. There
They do really
was
good about intertwining live action
Agrabah,
with the
yeah,
projections and stuff like that.
and then it just keeps
Frozen.
going. It's like a
Mhm.
45-minute show, so
Long show,
it's
yeah.
not
Half
short,
an hour.
and
Yeah.
it's an extra pay, but I think it's well worth it. I think it's one of the best
Well, the
shows.
seats that
There's
we had
oh
were
yeah.
extra pay. You could do like general, and like we were centered. Like the general stuff puts you on the side, so we had a better view of everything that was going on.
You don't have to pay for a ticket if you're on the sides at all.
Mm-mm. I don't think so. It's part of the like you don't have to pay for the fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. You
Oh my god.
but we did the dining package that gave us the
Oh my god.
reserved
Had I known.
elite kind of
Just kidding.
seating.
It's well
Had
worth
you
paying.
known.
Tiana, Tarzan,
Tarzan.
Quasimodo,
Yeah.
Encanto.
They
Uh,
covered a huge catalog.
there's Tink. Like it just keeps.
Mm-hmm.
There's the boats that you're talking about. So I have one, the Beauty and the Beast. There's a
But
couple of
I was
boats you can see.
so
Yeah,
yeah. I was like on the verge of tears because
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sad like that.
You see Little Mermaid. There
Little
was
Mermaid,
there was Little Mermaid. There's Beauty and the Beast. There was
Cinderella.
Tiana, and I thought there was a fourth one. I can't remember who the fourth one was.
I thought Cinderella was on there.
Cinderella, maybe, yeah, Cinderella. I didn't. For some reason, I didn't. I guess I only like Little Mermaid
Two.
and Beauty. So, there we go. Snow White.
Oh, Snow White. Okay.
Okay, and then the evil
Oh,
queen shows
oh,
up for the big
yes. So
mirror, big fights, lots of grr going on. Look at that. She's the bad.
all the
This is the
villains, how they're doing
villains.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the snake. That was a weird kind of a puppet snake thing that went.
Uh-huh.
Was really. I mean, hard to explain.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going through so fast, but from here, this is about the crux of everything. You see the bad peoples, and this was when the queen freaked out. We had a little technical
This is when
difficulty
we had
during this,
technical difficulties, yeah.
and then there's
And
an
there,
actual queen,
yeah.
and she looks
And
like a
she
small doll.
rises.
Yeah.
as the dragon grows, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really just really brilliantly done.
And there's
Look at him,
Mickey to
hero.
save the day,
Yeah.
and he shot her with magic. I guess, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
that was a big celebration at the end, and then you get the big boat at the
Yeah.
end with all the characters, pretty much. Like there's so
Steamboat
many of the
Willie.
characters.
Yes.
With Steamboat
So
at the
good.
top, yeah. And then just like there's ending with sorcerers. Start with them, end with them, and done.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is really beautiful at night. Now it was the end for us. We didn't have late or anything like that, but late park
Mm-hmm.
access. But it's just really nice at night to see. Oh, and then we're back to here. So okay, so that is the end of it. So
Nutshell.
so I don't even know how to start with this. It's my favorite, and I think it's because the quality of rides that are available. First off, I liked Star Tours. We ran it twice. I like Smuggler's
Mm-hmm.
Run. I like Rise of the Resistance. Runaway Rail. Fantasmic was fantastic. You've got
Mm-hmm.
live action shows like the Snow White and the Indiana
For sure.
Jones. Very
Yeah.
cool. Toy Story Land, which we only really did one ride in, but there's still Slinky. There's another
There's much more for us to
like there's
do.
multiple that we just didn't ride because it wasn't our focus, but there's so much to do. It is a small venue compared to the
But
others,
so easy to navigate.
but in a
So
good way
easy.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets crowded, absolutely, but it's so easy to get. So if you're in Epcot, and we made this mistake, if you're in Epcot and you're trying to get rides on your lightning lanes and you're having to go across, if you have to go across the park, that is a journey. That is a journey that should come with two dogs and a cat and a theme song. That's how long it takes to get from one side of Epcot to the other.
You mean it would almost be incredible?
Yeah, yes. It'd be an incredible journey featuring two dogs and a cat that talk and a theme song. So whereas here, like it didn't really matter. There was no. I mean, the worst might be trying to get from Batu to like
This side.
Fantasmic or like
Or
Tower of Terror or
yeah,
Aerosmith,
that would
right?
be a bit of a walk. But
But
yeah,
still, nothing compared to and like in Animal Kingdom, you
it's
could
rolling
prob
mill.
you could probably watch The Lion King in the time it takes you to get from the Kilimanjaro
Yeah.
to the Avatar. Like it's
Pandora.
crazy. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's my favorite. It's compact in comparison. It's got a lot of a lot of stuff going on. My favorite show, I will tell you, another hot take number 348. Best nighttime show. Fantasmic beats the absolute ass out of Magic Kingdom.
Ooh,
Epcot's got some. I think Epcot's probably number two, and it's close. But I just
it's pretty
think
good.
that what Fantasmic does with the lighting and how they do it, the presentation of
Mhm.
it, just ridiculously good. And you get to sit down, and you're not crowded. You're there to see a
Yeah,
show as opposed to standing for 45 minutes. I
yeah.
know you love the Sandersons. They're a distant like fifth in this world for me
For the
compared
Halloween
to for
show.
the nighttime, the Halloween show. What other shows are there? I don't know if Animal Kingdom doesn't really have anyone. I guess the birds flying back and forth, kind of neat, not in the
That's
same
kind of
world.
cool, but it's so fleeting.
So that's I say Fantasmic is the best nighttime show at Disney World. At me in the comments. If you disagree, you're wrong, but you're allowed to be wrong in the comments down below. What do you think, babe? What's your thought on your overall thoughts on Hollywood?
I mean, I would concur that Fantasmic is the best. I am. It's easy to get because I'm so sentimental. It's easy to get sucked into Magic Kingdom, looking at Cinderella's castle and watching the projections and the fireworks there. I mean, it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. However, here's the one thing I'm gonna have to say to that. As a short person, I struggle with getting able to see everything that's going on because everyone's standing at Magic Kingdom. But here to watch Fantasmic, again, we're all sitting down and it's kind of a theater in the rise.
Stadium, yeah,
So, yeah. So I can sit and see everything just fine, which that's a huge thing. I mean, especially if you're someone who is so in love with this this catalog of movies and music, I want to be able to enjoy it, not do the head bob kind of weave kind of thing the entire time because I'm trying to glimpse whatever is being shown. So Fantasmic really is quite amazing. I would agree the show at Epcot is second for me. We kind of lucked out. We'll have to tell that story of how
yeah.
we lucked out when we got to view it, and I think maybe that helped. because we got such
Good
great
seating. Yeah,
location to view
great
the
location.
show.
Not
Yeah.
seating. We were standing, but we had front row.
So yeah.
Stay tuned. A video coming sometime. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
soon, just sometime. So
Yes.
overall, I just want to say, like the park I feel is the best.
For us, right? The offerings for us.
I
Yeah.
think the fact that it's got the Star Wars is kind of elevates it because we
Mm-hmm.
love Star Wars. We're geeks like that, so that right away kind of lifts it up. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
as someone who doesn't have childhood memories of Disney World, of Magic Kingdom, I took my niece when she was a small child with my sister and my sister's then husband, and we went to um, California and um, Disneyland, and so there is some emotional attachment to that. But because a lot of people say a lot of people say Magic Kingdom's the best. It's truly not, in my opinion. When you look at the rides in Magic Kingdom, there's some cool ones. I love Jungle Cruise, Pirates,
Mm-hmm.
for the cheese factor. But I don't. There's nothing there that I'm like, oh my god. If I could only ride one ride, it's not
Mm-hmm.
Tron. It could be for some, but it's not Tron. It's Epcot has Cosmic. There's Rise. There's Runaway. There's Smugglers. There's Star Tours. Like those are all in one park, and that's why this park's the best one for me. So I give it a 10 out of 10. Would recommend 100%.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm right there with you. I mean, I would,
Whichever.
yeah, if I had to choose like between Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, I would choose Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. I think Epcot has, if you only have one park you can go to, you can go there as much as you want, but you can only go to one park. I think there's an argument for Epcot because the breadth of things you can do in Epcot.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And Magic Kingdom, you could almost say the same thing. There's so many different worlds out there that maybe, but as far as a one day you have to pick one, for me it's Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
So
But
what
but that all that being said, we still have so much more to experience throughout all the parks. So we're gonna gradually go back and maybe revisit our how
yes.
we rank all of these parks because for sure there's more things to do. And maybe if I can get a little bit braver, I can try to get on some of these other rides, and maybe that'll change
Tower,
things.
tower, tower.
Ugh.
Just so the audience knows, that'll probably be the last of her bravery. Like if you're talking on the scale, I personally believe I'll get her on the whatever Muppets coaster, formerly Aerosmith. I feel like I can get you on that before I can get you on Tower of Terror because the speed of it and the thing, you just close your eyes and grip onto me and solid. But I can't stop you from falling and rising and falling like the Tower of Terror, and that's the one that really gets you. So, I feel like one day we'll get you on Muppets. I guess Muppet 3, whatever they're gonna call the Muppet coaster. I I'd be shocked if I got you on to Tower of Terror. So that's the one. That's the one.
I want to experience all the pre-show stuff, especially I want to do the Guardians one in California Adventure. If they could just let me out on the top before anyone gets in on the ride stuff, that would be great. I mean, but I'm not sure I can get a last minute exit.
yeah. So it's a bit tough now for me. I also want to say, like, I'm a big dude. I am north of 300 pounds. I'm 6'1", formerly 6'2". Welcome to age. Disney does what no other does. There has yet to be a ride I just can't ride.
Mm-hmm.
There's yet to be one. We think maybe Tron, but Tron actually has an accommodation vehicle, but I don't want to ride it like that. If I can't go on the cycle, I don't want to try it. And that's kind of my mindset. But even then, I know I'm pretty close. I watch a guy called Fat Tested Travel. He's both shorter than me and heavier than me. So if he can get onto the ride, typically I'm like, well, I'm golden. And so just as a side, as if you're a plus size person out there, Disney's got you covered. Disney, and I ate a salad with chicken today, so maybe by October we'll knock off we won't be going to Toronto, we'll be going somewhere else. But maybe by the next time we're in Disney World. So I want to go through kind of, and we hadn't talked about this, but this is kind of our game plan. We had talked what our game plan is, but we hadn't talking about that here. So on the Treasure, it's gonna be a tight turnaround. It's gonna be flying in Friday night, on the ship Saturday, off the ship Saturday, flying out probably Sunday night, which is gonna allow us
Mhm.
one day to go from the
Mhm.
ship to, and we did that this March, and
Yeah.
lessons learned there. I will never make you, babe, take your luggage off again on a 7-day sailing, because that was ridiculous. Um, the 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 elevator game was terrible. Maybe on the Icon when it's got like destination elevators, maybe that'll be a little bit better. But I
Mhm.
suspect we won't do that. We'll just make sure we get off the ship. That was bad call on my part. I thought it was a good idea. Whatever. Anyway, so we got the full day there. We're probably, as it stands, going to be going to Hollywood Studios for that. So stay tuned. On our last trip, we did do a couple parks. We did Magic Kingdom during the day, like a normal Magic Kingdom. And we did
Mhm.
Epcot. I would say that I like Epcot better than Magic Kingdom. There's my hot take that's going to be in a future video. It's
Wow.
close, and
Wow.
I don't know if that's always holds true. I think maybe food wise, you've got Epcot because of the around the world. There's so many different flavors and tastes you can do.
Mhm.
The restaurants were good. I don't know. For me, Magic Kingdom might be third. It might be third,
Wow.
which is scary.
Wow.
And I think the tipping point is that Cosmic Rewind is my favorite ride, and that's in
Mhm.
Epcot, so that automatically. All right, we'll talk about that another one. That's all we have for today. Finally, we're wrapping this up. I promise you, within 30 to 60 days or more, or maybe 90, we will have our next set of
Something.
videos out for Wonder of the Seas. I promise
Yeah.
you, they're coming soon, I hope. But any last words?
No, this was great. This was a wonderful honeymoon that you kindly planned and arranged, which I'm so grateful for. I mean, you knocked the ball out of the park. It has created lasting memories for us, and this was another fun way for us to capture those memories and revisit it
Yeah,
by recording this stuff. So thank you for making so many of my dreams come true in such a simple way, but it means the world to me.
awesome. And I gotta so my final thought is, and I see this a lot. If I watch a reel or a YouTube video, why are you going to Disney if you're not a kid?
Oh,
If you think you have to be under the age of X, 14, 16, whatever, to go to Disney, you're truly missing out on an experience that can cater to adults. And it's not about doing kid stuff, it's
mm,
about doing adult stuff. Enjoyment is not restricted to children. And if you think it is, maybe you need some reflection on yourself, because I find this was exciting. I, as a 12-year-old, would have never gone on Cosmic Rewind, and as an adult, it's my favorite. It's my favorite ride. So stuff like that's fun. You've got around the world. You've got alcohol. Hey, if you need to be adult, go to Epcot. Do around the world drinking. There's 10 pavilion, 10 different type of drinks. You make it to the end, you probably are going to pass out. But that's the thing you can do. You can be an adult in Disney. Don't be a jerk at Disney, because that's a bad place to be. But you can have fun on these rides. It's a mixture of nostalgia. It's a
hmm
mixture of just fun times, and for all ages, including some really good food overall. So and we talk about this in the Disney cruise. I'd say the same thing, but we'll talk more about that after the Treasure, because that'll give us a really good comparison. But I think if you're saying, oh, I can't go because I'm not a child or I don't have kids, you're missing out. If you need to, borrow a kid. Just grab a don't kid just grab call it, like my sister's has. I have a niece and nephew, and I can just take the niece and nephew if I need to. I don't need to though. We had fun, so that's my final thoughts. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. We appreciate you
we
watching
do.
this. For the 50s and 50s of those that watch this, and there'll be more coming soon. So stay tuned. Thank you, and goodbye.